I'm sorry, I know I've just lit the flame on a very large fuse. And
I can hear the numbers going down in the Sam fan club.
I'm really, really sorry. I think Tasha actually wants to smash me in the face.
To be fair, I went and did all of the injections on my own as well, but that's just being the primary caregiver.
Welcome to Unfiltered. This is the podcast that gives you the unfiltered truth about parenting. Now, I'm joined today by Sam, Tash, and our midwife, Bex. And we're talking about those things that people don't really always tell you about pregnancy and about what happens when you have a baby. Because I feel like there are loads of just almost secrets. Like for me, I remember people talking about cravings, and I expected to crave food, and then my cravings were smells, and I found myself bottling water from my wrung out swimming costume just so that I could sniff it out of the bottle for the first half of my pregnancy. And in the second half, I was obsessed with the smell of cut wood, and every day after work I had to go into like Wickes or B&Q just to wander down the wood aisle. No one told me I'd become no one told me I'd become a weirdo. More of a weirdo. Did you have any weird cravings?
Mine were like pretty cliche. I craved pickled onions and Marmite, so I would dip pickled onions in Marmite. But to be fair, I still eat that now, and I'm not pregnant. So
like just pop it on a fork and just
no. I'd like set up a plate. I'd like almost do like a.
She's not an animal.
Yeah, obviously. I'd do like a craving tapas board of like pickled onions, cheddar, chopped up pepperami, Marmite, and then a mini cheddar, and almost do like a adult Lunchable. Yeah, loved it.
Your breath must have been an absolute treat.
Joy. Take it or leave it.
But there are loads of weird things, aren't they, that we do during pregnancy?
Yeah, I've heard of all sorts. So craving coal is one thing. You know, it's not always food. It's that there's something in it that you're lacking. Yeah, some people want. Yeah, unfortunately, some people have craved that. But, you know, it's a whole range.
Is that good for you?
No, I would not recommend that. Definitely not. Maybe talk to your midwife if you're craving coal. But no, fish, eggs.
A lot of online shopping.
Yeah.
So like when the parcels were arriving, I was just saying to my wife, it's my craving.
It's for the baby. It's what the baby
It was
wants.
for me, but yeah.
What are the main things that we should think about? Because I know I went a little bit OTT.
Yeah, I think, you know, as a new parent, you're desperate to protect your baby against all sorts of illnesses and things like that. What we can do, which is really exciting, is there's a new vaccine that you can have in pregnancy for the respiratory virus. So RSV.
Yeah. My youngest was premature, and I swear for the first 2.5 years of his life, we were probably in hospital. We didn't have more than a 2.5 week break without needing to go to hospital, because he would get RSV and then it would turn into bronchiolitis or he'd have croup. So they're doing an injection for that now.
Yeah, so during pregnancy you can have it from 28 weeks up until delivery, and that will give your baby protection when they're first born, especially if they're early. That gives them the extra protection for the first 6 months of life. And that's when they're most at risk of becoming unwell. So that bronchiolitis that you were talking about, that's so distressing as a new parent when you're in and out of hospital. So yeah, it's a fantastic vaccine that's being rolled out. You've got your preschool jabs. You can find the list in your red book of all the different vaccinations. But the one that everyone tends to forget is that you can have the flu vaccine for 2 to 3 year olds up the nose. That's the nasal spray. So you can book that.
I'll be booking that.
And it comes with a sticker, I often find.
Well, there you go.
They love a sticker.
Yeah, absolutely love it. Yeah. Because have you done Sonny's injections yet? What age did he?
Yeah, he's had all of his injections so far. He's up to date on everything. I just said give him all.
Was he? How did it go? Did you take him?
I took him. The first ones, when they're super little, weren't that bad. He wasn't that bothered. I think the nurse was like, oh, he doesn't even care. I was like, but the second ones, when he was a bit more aware, he was like looking at me as if I'd done it, like really angry. I was like, it wasn't me. But he was fine. He's such a chill baby. He like cried for literally like 10 seconds and then he was just like, food. Yeah, he was fine.
I know people had warned me, they can be quite cranky afterwards, maybe for a couple of days, and that's what I'd anticipated. And neither of mine were. They were happy as Larry.
Yeah, I think they scare you a little bit, don't they? But
didn't sleep for nearly 48 hours.
Oh,
was just happy with life, just wanted to play.
Yeah, Sonny like slept. I think they do kind of like scare him, but like they might have a temperature, like give them Calpol to bring this down. They might have a fever, keep an eye. He was fine. I completely forgot he'd actually had them, to be fair. But yeah, he was absolutely fine.
What about your kids, Sam?
I mean, my wife put the appointments in the diary, so I knew that they've had them.
So you didn't go?
I haven't been to any of my kids' inoculations. My wife has handled that. It's been a calendar invite in my diary.
Oh,
She's been,
no.
I know. I'm sorry.
Is that just because you don't want to be bad dad?
No, it's not even that. I've just kind of, we've talked before about like pink and blue jobs. It kind of just ended up being a bit of a pink job in my house, in my household. I've not been to any of those appointments. I've taken them to their necessary appointments where I've needed to take them, or we've had a bit of a concern. But no, I've not.
I can hear people just dropping out of the Sam fan club.
I know. I hear it. I'm sorry.
Pink,
I'm sorry.
Pink and blue just triggers me.
I'm shattering the dream. But
and what are the things that we should be thinking about? Like, obviously there is the RSV, but what else is there that we can do to help protect our kids?
Yeah, so there are lots of other vaccinations as well that are on offer. So you've also got the whooping cough vaccine, which you can have in pregnancy again. So that's building the antibodies in your system, passing it through the placenta to the baby. So when they're born, they are protected from whooping cough.
Because I'd heard of whooping cough, I don't know about you guys, but I'd heard of it back in the day, like it was an age-old thing. And then in the last couple of years, there have been so many really scary news reports about kids getting it and being in hospital and being very poorly and dying. And
so really, it can be really, really horrible for new babies. It's very distressing. It is what it says. It's a really bad coughing virus. And it causes them to, vomit and really become distressed and really unwell and hospitalised. So it's great that we can protect them before they're even born.
Yeah, I had that vaccine when I was pregnant. I don't really know what it is, but I trust my midwife, and whatever they said that I should get, I was like, give it to me. I was just like, she knows more than me. Yeah, she knows more than me. Whatever you think I should have, put it in. Honestly. So yeah, I had all of that.
Did you do the flu?
Yeah, I've got asthma, so I've had the flu jab since I was like 13, 14, every single year religiously. I've never actually had flu, so it must be working. So yeah, I had that.
And it's good to get that every year because we intelligently study the different strains, so we know this year the strain might well be this. So we give you a different vaccine every year, which builds up new tolerance. And is also protecting baby too for when they arrive. So
I think for me now it's more about I can't bear the concept of having to parent whilst having flu. Like that just sounds awful.
that to me is up there with like parenting with a hangover. Impossible. Just no cold sweats and then having to chase around the house a child that then also wants food every 2 seconds and no.
But also flu in pregnancy. I mean, it really hits you hard, like much harder. Pregnant women with the flu are much more likely to be hospitalised. So it's really, really good to have that vaccine.
Yeah. And what about like the emotional changes? Because I didn't expect my hormones to have such an effect on me. But I do remember absolutely losing my mind at work when somebody had the audacity to move a budgie cage 2 meters and put it by a window. And I don't know why it made me so cross, but I was furious. I'm
going to preface this to my wife and say I love you, but I was the victim. I was the victim. The treading on eggshells. There was one day I was working from home. Perfectly normal day. texts back and forth because she'd gone into the office.
Yeah.
And then she got home about 6:30, 7 o'clock, slammed the front door closed, went straight to the bedroom. I'm like, what the is going on? Went through my messages. Have I sent anything? Have I missed anything? Have I breathed? Did I not take out the laundry? Did I not do the dishes? Did I leave my shoes by the front door? I went into the bedroom and she's in floods of tears. I'm like, what on earth is going on? And then she tells me she had popped into the supermarket on the way back because she had a real craving for chicken and sweet corn soup. Not like the posh stuff, like the own brand stuff. Yeah. So she's picked it up. She's not gone and got a basket. She's grabbed some other bits and pieces. And then she's then gone to put it on the checkout. The tub has just gone boop, 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 and splashed all over the floor. And so she's there like, she was there apparently, I just spilled my soup. And then she ran out of the store out of pure embarrassment. And I'm there rubbing her back going, do you want me just to go and get you some? She's like, yes!
I mean, that is a benefit of pregnancy where you can use things as like the shopping and the, yes, I do want you to go and get me some soup. But also the dental.
The dental, so good.
Dental advantage.
Yeah.
Definitely making the most of that 1 year of free dental care.
Yeah, I just kind of made the most out of that right now. My son's 11 months old and I've like swooped in like 4 weeks before it runs out and I just got 3 fillings. A clean, like I was asking about whitening. Unfortunately, that's not included. But yeah, I just remembered about that. I was like, oh my God, I need to get all the freebies that I can while I can.
Free prescriptions as well.
Yeah, prescriptions.
Don't forget that.
Just go to the doctors for fun now and just ask for stuff. Like I want
Me
that.
time.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got magazines in the waiting room. It's wonderful.
I love that. I love this.
I remember that when I was trying to, you try and use it up, don't you? Your dental allowance. You think I've only got 12 months after baby's born, so best make the most. I had root canal and I fell asleep.
Yeah, I warned my dentist that I might fall asleep because I was really sleep deprived. Well, I still am. It was literally last week. And I had my eyes shut and she was drilling away and I thought, this is actually quite nice. It's actually like quite soothing.
Like a spa break.
Yeah, it was. It did feel like a spa break, yeah. I just get my money's worth. I mean, I didn't pay. It was free.
It was free. It's one of the little perks.
Yeah.
Where can you? Because there are so many different.
Yes.
Can we call them
Lots
perks of
different
pregnancy?
We could go with perks.
Yeah.
Perks of having a baby. Yeah.
Where can you find out about them? Because sometimes I think it can be a bit easy to maybe not necessarily know what you're entitled to.
Yeah, so you can check on the NHS website and also on Netmums. We've got a page where you can see all the different benefits that you can claim. You can also get Healthy Start vouchers depending on your household income. So there's lots out there. It's just finding it.
And what does that give you? The fruit and veg?
Yeah, fruit and veg.
Ooh. Bit of free smoothie. Yeah. Free smoothie.
My midwife told me all of the things that I could get for free. She was quite good. So yeah, I was well informed before, so I made sure I made the most of it.
Yeah, you've got to, haven't you?
Yeah, got almost stocked up on those vitamin D drops. Got a whole cupboard full.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Did you go crazy and buy all the medicines before Sonny was born? Because we did a shop which I swear was like 200 quid, where we were literally like, snot suckers, let's get all of those, let's go and buy all of
stuff.
those
Yeah, all of that. We got the snot sucker, the saline drops, the Calpol. Yeah. We've got everything.
Prune smoothies, because you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
The reflux stuff. I can't remember what it's called. Every single reflux thing. Babies just have reflux. There's no cure, unfortunately, but I've still bought into every single cure. Yeah.
And what were you guys like once baby was born? And baby came home from hospital, what were you like with other people in terms of, I know when we had Fred, now he was premature, so he'd spent a long time in hospital, but this is pre-COVID and we had anti-bac hand wash by the front door, and anyone who came in, anti-bac, they basically showered in anti-bac hand wash. And they're not even touching him, they're just like, his grandfather didn't pick him up till grandparents didn't pick him up till maybe he was 2.5, 3 months old, because we were like, no one must have any germs, no one.
I was pretty much the same. Sonny was in hospital for the first week of his life because he had really bad jaundice, so he had to go on the little sunbeds. Well, that's what I called it. I was like, he's just having a sunbed. Well, to start off with, I thought he just had a tan. I was like, oh, he's got my olive skin. He was like bright yellow. But yeah, so he was on the sunbeds for a while. So I was quite funny about people holding him too. Like, I still really don't let my mum pick him up now, and he's 11 months because she smokes. I'm like, you know, you kind of like hear, you know, if someone smokes, like, you shouldn't let your baby near. And so every time she's like, Sonny, I'm like, get away, change your jumper first. I still make her do it now. So yeah, I was the same. I think the first couple of days, I think I was just so out of it. I was just like, anyone can just hold him. But then as soon as I kind of got with it, I was like, no, you need to wash your hands. If you've been out near anyone that smokes, you need to change your clothes or take off your clothes. I think my friend actually held him in her bra at one point. So yeah, I was the same. I think everyone's kind of the same.
What about you, Sam?
Very much laid back. It was past the parcel. It was like, who wants to hold the baby now? Make sure, I don't care if you're brand new, you're scared. Here you go. Just straight in. To be fair, we did it quite a bit, and it wasn't until my oldest got epitigo, which is the skin disease, which was like, oh, maybe we've been playing this game a little bit too long. Maybe it's a little bit. Maybe let's just rein it in a little bit.
Maybe I shouldn't have let those strangers carry them around Tesco.
Yeah, it was at that point we were like, okay, maybe let's dial it back just a little bit. But we're very chilled. Like, we wanted our kids to be very comfortable in and around everybody. So it was just like, there you go. And I also want to be able to. I remember my oldest sister. We used to look after my niece when she was working, and the like Mission Impossible to escape the house that she had to do before they had a meltdown. I wanted to avoid that. So it was just like, you hold the baby, everyone hold the baby.
So you were basically forward planning for nights out and weekends away, and yeah, not just a hat rack.
No. Look forward. Always look forward. Long-term goals.
But did you parent differently with your second child? Because obviously it would have been COVID.
Yeah,
then.
so my wife was pregnant during the first lockdown, and then he was born in the December of the different tiering systems. So obviously she was classified as vulnerable, so I was, because it was a very high-risk pregnancy as well, given what we'd had previously, happened to us previously with 2 miscarriages. So I remember it vividly. Going out for the shop took 2 hours with mask on, hand sanitizer.
Did you do the shopping in the dishwasher thing?
Oh, yes.
Did you?
Oh, we were full.
Really invested.
I was all the protocols. I was on board. Everything was getting cleaned, wiped, I'd come back in, wash my hands, scrub.
Undress at the door.
Take off anything that could potentially pass anything off, just because we wanted to be very, very mindful. And then when my youngest was born, it was very much like, you shall not touch. Thou shall not touch unless you have got a clear PCR test, mask, gloves.
I'd like to see the vaccination
I would
card.
like to see your certificate, like you are going through UK border agency.
Have you had your second vaccine?
Exactly. That's how you pass the threshold of my door.
QR code to get in your house.
Exactly.
As a pregnant woman, you can get the vaccines still. You're still eligible, aren't you?
Yeah. So as we're entering the winter time, COVID-19 vaccines are available for pregnant women. Research does show us that pregnant women are more vulnerable to becoming unwell with COVID. So you can book your own vaccine from now on the NHS website, or get in touch with your midwife about it and have a discussion, because it's still available.
Yeah, because it's easy, isn't it, I suppose, to forget, and you just get used to living the way of life that you're kind of living, and you forget that when this little baby's born, they don't really have a full immune system yet, and they are vulnerable, and
so many things you've got to be mindful of.
So I want to know, is there a difference now then, having had one child as a baby that you gave to everybody and passed around, and one child that you kept to yourself? Are they different as children? Is one more clingy?
My son is a lot more emotional, than my daughter. My daughter's like, Mum, Dad, leave me alone. You're so uncool. My son is literally tethered to me.
I think that's just boys, though.
Yeah, I do think that.
Boys are so needy.
I will have to hold my hands up. So needy.
They
They're
really are.
not cases in one aspect, and then just the emotional need that they need. I'm like, I'm tired. I haven't got any more to give you. Leave me alone.
They just love their mums. They love the boob, and that never changes.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
This podcast is brought to you in partnership with the NHS. If you are pregnant, to find out more about protecting yourself and your baby, visit nhs.uk/pregnancy vaccinations. For more information about the flu vaccine for your 2 to 3 year old, visit nhs.uk/child-flu.